Hello once again, and welcome to the Bishop Radio Report from Concord TV. I'm your host, Daniel Saletti, and I am very honored to have Mr. Adventure here with us, Ed Webster, who is a 3-time Everest climber, and he is here to talk to us about his Everest climbing. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
So you came here to us today to talk to us about your Everest climbing. So can you tell us a little about your inspiration for that and your experience on it?
Yeah. Mount Everest has been a goal of mine ever since I was a young boy. I read a book about Mount Everest that my mother took out of the local library when I was 11.
Okay.
So I've been inspired to go to Mount Everest, to try to climb the mountain ever since I was quite young. And at the age of 28, I was already a good rock climber and ice climber. I was invited to be a member of an American Mount Everest expedition.
Oh, wow, okay.
And this was in 1985, when I was 28.
Wow. And so I believe in the conversation you talked about how you took some very interesting pictures, and one of them you got frostbite on.
I did. I froze my hands. I lost 8 fingertips to frostbite.
Oh, wow.
By taking a photograph near the summit on the morning of the day that we tried to get to the top. And it was 35 or 40 degrees below zero.
Oh, wow.
We were climbing at 27,000 feet above sea level. And my team climbed Mount Everest without using bottled oxygen.
Oh, okay, wow.
And little did I know, but that actually affected the circulation of the blood in my capillaries. So when I removed my outer layer of gloves, I had 2 layers of gloves on, but I took the outer layer off, took out my camera, which is made of metal. I took 8 photographs of this beautiful sunrise as fast as I could, in less than 2 minutes, but it was already too late.
Oh, wow.
The metal of the camera froze my fingertips right through my liner gloves.
Wow.
So this one photograph, well, I took 8 photographs in total, but these photographs became very expensive photographs.
Wow. Wow, that's quite a story. And how many were on your team for Everest?
This was an expedition in 1988,
1988, okay.
which was about 2 or 3 years before guiding started
All right.
on Mount Everest. The 1980s was kind of an innocent, sort of golden era on Mount Everest.
Okay.
And our team in 1988, we were there in the spring, in April and May. We only had 4 climbers, which is an incredibly small Everest team.
Yeah.
Most Everest teams are 10, 12, 15 people, plus Sherpa climbers to help you, the native people from Nepal, to help you carry your equipment up the mountain. But our team did something very unusual. In fact, it was so unusual that it's never been done again on Mount Everest, even though the mountain is so popular today. My 1988 expedition climbed a brand new route up Everest.
Oh, okay.
A route that had never been done before, up the mountain, up the most remote face in Tibet, with only 4 climbers, with no bottled oxygen, with no radios, not even at base camp or on the mountain.
Wow.
And we had no Sherpa climbers helping us either.
Oh, so it was just you 4 independently?
It was just the 4 of us without any outside help.
Wow.
And we were on the mountain going up and down, doing the climbing for over 2 months.
Okay. And did you yourself actually summit Mount Everest?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Oh.
No. I got 300 vertical feet from the top.
Oh, okay.
Very close, without oxygen bottles.
That's pretty good.
I got to 28,700 feet
That's pretty good.
above sea level, which is pretty darn high.
Yeah.
That's where jet planes fly at. So I got really close to the top. I was roughly an hour from the summit, but I started to pass out and hallucinate from the lack of oxygen.
Wow.
Like we're sitting at sea level here, more or less, maybe 500 feet above sea level. when you get to that extreme altitude on Mount Everest, there's 2/3 less oxygen than we're breathing right now.
Wow.
And so I started hallucinating and passing out. And we also climbed with no ropes on the summit day. So if you made one mistake,
Down you go.
Down you go. And you slip once, that's the end of your story. So you couldn't make any mistakes. So I decided I was no longer in control of the situation, and I'd given it my best try. So I turned back.
Well, doing the best is what you can do.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be sitting here with you today
Exactly.
if I had gone even maybe 10 more feet or 15 more feet. I may not have come back alive.
Wow.
So I made the right decision.
Yes, yes. And in English class, we're reading Into Thin Air, which is a book about Mount Everest, climbing
Right.
Mount Everest in 1996.
Right.
And, did you ever meet, like the characters, the people in the book, Rob Hall and John Krakauer? Did you ever associate with them?
I never met Rob Hall, but I actually know John Krakauer.
Oh, okay.
And I also know, or I met Scott Fisher,
Oh, okay.
and I've met many of the other people that are in the book.
Wow.
Sandy Pittman, Charlotte
Yep.
Fox, Peter Athens, David Brashear.
Yeah.
They're all climbers that I know.
Wow.
And I should mention, by the way, about our climb, that when we did this new route up Everest, my British climbing partner, Stephen Venables, he summited.
He summited. Oh, okay.
So my team was successful. Stephen reached the top. He was the first British mountaineer to summit Mount Everest without breathing bottled oxygen.
That's pretty good.
So he did this amazing, superhuman effort that Stephen made.
Wow.
And he made it, but he was really having a hard time coming back down. He was so exhausted.
I could believe it.
And so even though I didn't personally reach the summit, my team was successful, and I led the way down. I saved my partner's life. We ran out of food for 3.5 days on our descent, and I led the way down the mountain to safety. We all survived.
So the way you had your own summit in saving your team.
My story is rather complicated because I didn't get to the top. I've never stood on the summit of Everest, and yet I did do a brand new climb up Everest,
Yes.
which was incredibly fulfilling and challenging. And even better, I helped my team get back down safely.
And so is there a book or something that you have out that people can read about it? So, and what is that called?
It's called Snow in the Kingdom.
So in the game. And can we get it anywhere here in Concord or New Hampshire?
You can get it at Gibson's bookstore in Concord,
Okay.
and it's also available on Amazon. It's on the Kindle, and it's also on the iPad.
Well, this has been a wonderful conversation.
Well, thank you so much. It's
I
great.
want to thank you for coming
Thanks.
to Bishop Brady and talking to us.
Thank you.
about
I've
this.
enjoyed it immensely today. It's been fantastic.
And
so thank you for having me.
Do you plan on climbing any more mountains or anything?
I am hoping to climb Mount Chocorua this summer in New Hampshire.
Okay.
My daughter is 11 years old now, and so we're going to go on a hiking trip up to the White Mountains this summer.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, she's just getting into mountain climbing, so
And maybe she'll summit Mount Everest.
she might do those last 300 feet that I missed out on.
This is for you, Dad.
Yeah, that's right. She'll call me on her cell phone from the summit.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us
Thank
here.
you.
And
Thank
it's
you,
been an
Dan.
honor.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you, and so long for now.